Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Read the instructions before activation. In Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 through to 9, it says, "And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates." I wonder if you're like me when you open a box with a new appliance, a new computer, a new car part. For me, if it is something that I'm familiar with, I toss the manual aside because I'm an expert on how this thing works. In our house, we store many manuals. Well, first, I don't readily know where they are, and so that if something goes wrong, where do I go to find the manual? Secondly, I have to admit that there are times I think replace instead of repair. Sometimes wisdom compels me to do what the manufacturer says, and life is so much easier. May we explore the text, this piece of a manual for the product God has delivered in your life? If you are a parent, then let us have a meaningful time, and please do not listen to this message while you're doing a million other things. I'm asking for your undivided attention. Thank you. It starts off with a statement in big, bold letters. "These commandments that I give you are to be on your heart." Listen up, my friend. I have learned the hard way that when God uses the word commandment, the word that follows or the message that it is attached to just move from a suggestion to straight up non-negotiable. I mean, what we are going to look at in this text has been given maximum importance by God. You and I are to treat it with utmost attention. Let it be in your heart. That's what he says. Many people are doing the right thing. They are smart. They read all the latest books on parenting. They rely on their modern day education and the experiences of their own growing up years to figure out the right way to raise their children. How are we doing as a society? Oh, we have many kids who don't own Bibles and who hardly see that book read in their homes. Oh, they have all the gadgets available. They are enrolled in 1,000,001 after-school activities. In fact, we are so devoted to raise our children who will become outstanding in sports and academics that many dads become soccer coaches, baseball coaches, and moms, they drive around in these special vehicles where all the sporting equipment for the kids are kept, and they have the schedule of where the kids go each evening and what time. They don't miss their dance class. They always catch the competition, whether it is on Saturday or Sunday. We do this all in the name of development and creating a rounded character. But stop and think about what God asked of you before your child was born, while you were still dreaming of becoming a parent. He said that these commandments are to be indelibly stamped on your children. How many of us have 2 scheduled sessions each week, day after day, when we sit with our kids and talk about Jesus, read a Bible passage, pray about important things in your kid's life? Let us say that would be a Tuesday and a Thursday at 4 o'clock for 1 hour in your home. That becomes priority hour just for 2 times in the week. I must confess that I was guilty, but let me guess. You are guilty too, because that's not cool. My friend, this is valuable investment in the development of your child. This is part of the commandment. And here's something that I learned about every commandment. A commandment is like a law. It is part of God's legislation. I found out a while ago that every commandment or law carries its own consequences. If you break the law, if you disobey the commandment, there is a penalty attached to it, and that is only withheld if you confess and God is merciful and gives you a second chance. We only have one shot at raising our children. It starts from the time you know there is a baby in the womb. Isn't it amazing how experts teach pregnant women to interact with their child inside of them as soon as possible, and yet we fight about abortion or pro-life? Just a thought. But seriously, we don't get to start over. God is challenging us, no, commanding us to be intentional in the raising up of our children on the Word of God. The Word of God must be introduced to our children from the outset and be kept constantly in their lives for as long as you play the role of a parent. Parenting is partnership with God in the replenishing of the population of humans. We get a chance to work directly with God in preparing the next generation. Let me say that another way. God has chosen us to work alongside Him in ensuring that your child makes it in life. What a show of confidence that God demonstrates in you. What a privilege to be selected by God to be mother or father to one of His precious babies. They are God's masterpieces, and He chose you to be that parent. It is not an accident. It is not a mere result of two grown-ups doing the biology. Seriously, it is the eternal God inviting you to play a crucial role in the life of one more of His prized possessions. We don't have the option of letting down the Creator. We don't have the right to raise our children according to the latest authority on child-rearing practices. The manual for raising kids is not Google, and it is not YouTube, and definitely it is not your own wisdom. The only manual there has ever been is the Bible. Read and follow the manufacturer's manual, and if you slip up, go back to the manual. God guarantees that if you do as He says, your kids will excel in school. They will excel in sports or music or dancing. They will be well-rounded citizens who will make you proud. They will get scholarships to college. Let God be pleased with you as a partner, as a parent. Raise His children on the Word of God. Share your thoughts and comments on this matter in an email to me to friendofclyde@gmail.com.